All right, so today we're going to be working here with circles, and when we're doing these, let's look at the equation of our circles here. So if you've got circle basically is a set of points with a that works on the outside here on the circle here. So set of points that's going to uh, land all on this circle right here. So seeing that there, and whose distance from the center is the radius. So you can clearly see that here's the center of my circle, HK, and then my radius is the distance from the center of the circle to a point on the circle. The way that we write this is this nice equation up here. We go x minus h squared plus, in parentheses, y minus k squared equals r squared. So the center of the circle here, whatever that is, the h is going here, the k is going there, and whatever your radius of your circle, that value goes in there. So the center of a circle and the radius of the circle make up the equation for a circle. So let's go on here and let's look at an example here. Or actually, we got a special situation here. So if the center of the circle is 0, then the equation is x squared plus y squared equals r squared. And I'll show you why that is. Equation of a circle says it's x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. And where the center of the circle there is hk, so I can just substitute 0, 0 in there. And then over here, I can substitute 0 in here. And then I can clean that up. I can simplify it. X minus 0 is just x. And y minus 0 there is y. And then I sub squared equals r squared. So when your center of your circle is 0, 0, you can just write it as x squared plus y squared equals r squared. So let's go ahead and graph out x squared plus y squared equals 16. So right away when I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that I've got x squared plus y squared equals my r squared here. So my radius here must be 4. And then because you're not subtracting anything, I'm not going x minus h squared really plus y minus k squared. Um, I'm just having x squared plus y squared equals r squared. As soon as I see that, I'm thinking, oh yeah, the center of my circle here is 0, 0. And I mean, of course, you could write it like this and just plug them in there, so you can definitely see them as well. So my radius is 4 and my center is 0, 0. So let's graph this out. This isn't going to be perfect by any means, but it'll be pretty close. The center of your circle here is at 0, 0, and it has a radius of 4, so I'm going to go up 4 from the center of the circle. I'm going to go to the right 4 from the center of my circle. I'm going to go down 4 from the center of my circle, and I'm going to go left 4 by the center of my circle. And then I'm just going to make it as circle-y as possible when I draw it in there. So, not too bad. So we just graphed out x squared plus y squared equals 16, and we've got our nice circle there. Let's try another one here. We're supposed to graph this one out here. So let's identify our parts here as well. So our equation says x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So if that's true, then I can just, my center of my circle is supposed to be hk, and it's supposed to be a minus in here, so then my k there is just 2. There's not a minus up there with the plus 4, but I could change it in there. I could go minus a negative 4. So then my k value there would have to be negative 4. It's not 4 because the equation doesn't say y plus k. It says y minus k. So to rewrite that plus in there as a negative, it has to be a minus. So my k value then becomes a negative 4. And then r squared over there was equal to 25. So I just take the square root of 25, which is going to give me 5. So r there equals 5. Because if I want to set up, it'd be r squared equals 25, and then I could take the square root, and I get r equals 5. So let's go ahead and let's plot this one. So plotting this out, I've got 2 and then -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So from that, I'm supposed to go 5 in all my directions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You need a little bit farther there. So going 5 in each direction here, I'm going to go 5 up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 5 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go 5 to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to go 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then when I have that, I can simply connect my nice points there. So there's the graph for that circle at 2, -4, and center there is at, or the radius there is 5. So now, given some information here, can we write the equation of the circle? So there's a center of 4 and a radius there of 3. So remember our equation goes x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So hk there is the center of my circle, so hk, and my radius here is 3. So let's plug them in there. So I can go x minus 4 squared plus y minus 2 squared equals my radius squared, which is 3 squared. So I'm just going to simply clean that up because we don't write it with the 3 squared in there. Now I simplify, equals 9. So here's the equation of my circle. Next one kind of following the same format there. It's x minus h squared, so it's x minus a -3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 2 squared. So now I'm going to simplify that. I've got a minus over there. We don't leave the minus in there, so I'm going to write x plus 3 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals 4. There's my final solution. And then the next one says it's centered at the origin. So if you want to put it in there, you can, but hopefully you know right away that it goes x squared plus y squared equals r squared, which is 10 squared. So I've got x squared plus y squared equals 100. Again, we could have written it as x minus 0 squared plus y minus 0 squared equals 10 squared if we wanted to. But then this cleans up as x squared plus y squared equals 100. So whichever way you do it, you're still going to get x squared plus y squared equals 100. So now we've got different pieces of information here. Sometimes with ones like this, it helps to go ahead and draw out a picture. So I'm going to try and draw out a picture of some of these just to kind of help us think through it just a bit. So let's see, got some space over on this side. -2, 4. -2, and up. I'm going to go up 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I've got 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 and up 10. And my other one here is -2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 4. So these are the endpoints of a diameter of a circle. And remember, a diameter circle goes right through the center of the circle. So my center of my circle's got to be someplace halfway between these points here. And I need to know that center of my circle in order for me to figure out what the equation of my circle there is. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my midpoint formula, and I'm going to find the center of my circle there. So if you remember the midpoint formula, it says that x1 plus x2 divided by 2 and y1 plus y2 divided by 2. So I can find that. My two x values, -2 and 6. So -2 plus 6 divided by 2. My two y values there, 4 plus 10 divided by 2. So really there we end up -2 plus 6 there is 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 plus 10 there is 14 divided by 2 is 7. So 2, 7. Does that kind of make sense in our graph here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 7. Yeah, it's kind of pretty much that. So there's my midpoint, and I need to know that. That's also the center of my circle. So now if we could find our radius, remember our radius is basically our distance here from the center of the circle to one of the endpoints. Doesn't matter which. So maybe I'll just go to this one right here. So I'm going to find my radius there. So to find that, I need to know what the distance there is. So I could either use my Pythagorean theorem here and figure out what the horizontal value is and what the vertical value is, just looking at my graph, and then go a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Take the square of c there, and you'll get r. So I could do that, or I could go ahead and use my distance formula. So I'm going to find that value there. So what do we have? We have a square root. We're going to subtract our x's this time. So now we've got negative 2, 4 that we're using, and we're now using 2, 7. All right, so let's use our distance formula on that. So our formula there says negative 2 minus 2 squared, so the difference between your x's, plus the difference of your y's squared. So in the first one here, we get a negative 4 squared, which is 16. And 4 minus 7 there is negative 3 squared is 9. I could take the square root there of 25, which gives me a value of 5, which ends up being our radius. So now let's go ahead and find the equation of our circle there. So our equation of our circle would be x minus the center of our circle. The center of our circle there is 2, 7, and we're looking at the x value there. So x minus 2 squared plus y minus 7 there, the y value of our center of our circle squared, equals our radius squared, which is 5 squared. So I'm going to rewrite it one more time. X minus 2 squared plus y minus 7 squared equals 25. There's our solution there to part A. So this time we had to use both of those skills that we've already learned from before, the endpoint or the midpoint, and we had to use our distance formula to figure that out.